All right, let's talk about Q4 in the Gulf. You know exactly what this time of year is like. It's make or break. Budgets are tight, the pressure is on, and every single marketing dollar has to pull its weight, right? There's just no room for waste. So, I have a question for you. Is your Q4 strategy actually leaking money? Because if you're doing what a lot of companies do, just defaulting to an English-first approach in the GCC, then you're not just missing out on an opportunity, you are actively losing revenue.
Let's just be blunt here. An English-only strategy is a really weak link in your chain. You've got this massive, vibrant, Arabic-speaking audience that expects to see content in their own language, using phrases and cultural references that actually resonate with them. If you stick with just English, you're pretty much ignoring a huge, engaged, and very valuable segment of the market.
But what if you could not only plug that leak, but turn it into a supercharged growth engine? Well, that is exactly what an Arabic-first strategy does. And the returns? They're absolutely staggering.
Just take a second and look at that number. 150%. That isn't a typo. That is the benchmark return on investment that teams are seeing from a well-executed Arabic content strategy. This is real data coming from marketing teams in the UAE. It's incredible.
So you're probably wondering, okay, but where does a number like that even come from? Well, it shows up across every single channel. For e-commerce sites, we're talking a 20 to 40% jump in conversion rates. On professional networks like LinkedIn and the GCC, it's 1.5 times more user interaction. And for lead generation, you hit those crucial benchmarks way faster. Now here's the catch. You can't just take your English content, dump it into an automated translator, and expect these kinds of results. That is a recipe for failure. Real success is built on a much smarter, more nuanced approach that comes down to 3 core pillars.
Getting this right really boils down to these 3 things. First, you have to master Arabic keyword structures, which are way more complex than you'd think. Second, a human review isn't just a good idea, it is absolutely essential. And third, you have to ensure cultural alignment. That's the bedrock for building real trust.
This is a perfect example. In English, you'd probably search best coffee in Dubai. Simple enough. But in Arabic, there are multiple common ways to phrase that exact same search. Each one of those variants has its own search volume. If you only target the direct translation, you're leaving a ton of valuable traffic on the table.
And that brings us right to that second pillar, human review. Look, AI is an amazing tool for getting a first draft done, but it cannot replace a trained human reviewer who can spot the subtle issues with grammar, natural phrasing, and of course, cultural suitability. This is the step that protects your brand and makes sure your message truly connects.
And finally, we have cultural alignment. This is the pillar that really builds trust. When your content respects local norms, when it references regional holidays, or when it just feels familiar to the reader, you create an instant connection. That feeling of familiarity is the ultimate shortcut to building a relationship with a new customer. Okay, so let's say you've done the hard work. You've mastered all 3 pillars. What's the payoff? Well, the platforms themselves, from Google to all the social media channels, will actually start to reward you for it.
Take a look at this. This is data from TikTok in Saudi Arabia. Ads that run in Arabic convert a massive 62% better than the exact same ads in English. The audience is telling you exactly what they want, and you can bet the platform's algorithm is listening.
And this pattern holds true pretty much everywhere. Google will rank local Arabic landing pages 40 to 60% higher. Social media platforms are all designed to prioritize content that's in the user's native language. The lesson is simple. When you speak your customer's language, the algorithms will put you right at the front of the line.
Now, if you're sitting there thinking this sounds really expensive, especially for a small or medium-sized business, there is a much smarter way to approach this. It's called the repurposing multiplier. The idea is simple. You take your best, highest-performing English content and strategically adapt it for an Arabic audience.
And the return on that effort is huge. When you adapt an existing asset, it delivers a return that is 5.8 times higher than creating something completely new from scratch. You get to avoid all those extra production costs, but you still dramatically expand your reach. It's the definition of working smarter, not harder.
So, let's take everything we've talked about and turn it into a clear, straightforward action plan that you can use to totally transform your Q4 performance starting right now.
Here is your Q4 checklist. Number 1, build that bilingual keyword map and make sure it includes all the Arabic variants. 2, start writing your landing pages in Arabic first, then adapt them for English. 3. Make human editing a mandatory, non-negotiable step for everything. 4. Go use that repurposing multiplier on your best existing content. And 5. Launch social media campaigns that are genuinely and authentically aligned with the culture.
So what's the bottom line here? An Arabic-first strategy isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. In today's GCC market, it is the most direct, data-backed path to a profitable Q4. It's going to boost your visibility, build foundational trust, and ultimately, it's going to lower your cost to acquire a customer. I'll just leave you with this one last thought. Right now, as we speak, millions of your potential customers are online. They are searching, engaging, and shopping in Arabic. The only real question is, are you listening?